Hey, this is Ramon. The channel is Alpha Centurion 4. This is part of my transition series from my previous religious, biblical content to more general content. And as part of the transition, I'm going over some of the books that were most impactful on my life. And these are not generally or necessarily the most well written or the most entertaining, but simply the ones that were most profound to me, that actually changed my life. Not just reaffirm something I already believed, but something that actually changed my life in the way that I think and act. So, this is actually just one book. These are different translations of it. This is Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. If the book of Proverbs has a cousin, and this is it. What can I say about this? The book of wisdom, the book of Proverbs in the Bible is the only thing that this book comes close to in comparison. While not religious, it is extremely powerful. The advice in here is legit. It works. I follow it to this day. Treat your friends like friends and your enemies like enemies. I mean, it's just powerful and true. You combine that with the religious precepts, and you can see what Jesus is talking against, is speaking against in his Beatitudes, and it just becomes much more impactful and powerful when you see what the competing theology or the competing philosophy in morality, the competing ethos in the Mediterranean or around the Mediterranean was at that time. Obviously, Marcus Aurelius comes a little bit later, but that's not really the point. The point is that you can really see the influence and the impact. And the great advice of Marcus Aurelius is amazing. I hope he was as great as an emperor, as he was a philosopher, because this man is amazing. The next book that changed my life, and this honestly is kind of on the fringes of changed my life, but is the Catechism. I read originally a big giant green one. This one's actually a newer one that I have because I was trying to read the Catechism every day with my dad. But anyway, the Catechism is interesting because not only is it not a handbook or rule book for how to be Catholic, it's not even an advice book for religion or anything like that. It's just the consensus for the common and not so common questions that a bishop might come to, and these are the theological consensus from theologians and philosophers. And again, it's not exhaustive or anything like that, but it's really cool to read. And there are things in here that I would be like, hey, is that correct? Is that true? I mean, there's some things that you want to object to. There are other things that you're like, yeah, that sounds right. I have notes and I underline things, and I mean, it's just like okay, I know that, or hey, what's that about? You know, it has a lot of stuff to it. So if you want to learn about Catholicism, I do recommend reading the Catechism. One day, maybe, I might have a new questions for series. I might revive that and do a questions for Catholics, because this left me with a lot of questions. Anyway, catch you in the next one.